Hello, we are back again. I would say the break was much longer than expected because I had house chores to do. Well, that's the life of working from home as well. To those of you who are new here, I am Juliana Fajartini, working for the Open Information Security Foundation, writing code, documentation, and co-mentoring outreach interns, mainly for projects related to the open source network monitoring and security tool Suricata. If you want to know more about it, do check Suricata's webpage, suricata.io. If you want to know more about the Open Information Security Foundation, also known as OISF, check oisf.net. Excuse me for the noise. And today we keep moving forward with the task that I started yesterday that is connected to changing how we handle our packet alert queue. If you want to understand what that is, you could probably check my previous stream session. I tried to give some explanation on that. I also tried to explain a bit of that yesterday. And after feeling much overwhelmed by the work that I have to do, because I'm working on a new portion of the Suricata code base, not new, but new to me, I started to get my hands dirty. I know that I will change some of these in the future once we have integrated part of the work I've done for making our packet alert queue configurable in size. But for now, I've decided that I will not touch this part of our code, and then later on I'll adjust that portion. For now, the only part that will be able to grow dynamically will be the local alert queue. Hello! Do you want me to have a session in Portuguese? I could do that. So as I was saying, for now, the only portion that will grow dynamically will be this local queue here at the detect engine thread context, and the one that is here will stay static, because I think because I think that will be easier to begin with, because if I change this, then we go back to all the issues that are too convoluted right now to fix. So let's stay here for now. So yeah, that's it. Moving on, I've created a few new fields in the detect engine thread context struct. These are the drop action that we must save, that we want to save. As soon as we find an alert with a drop action, we want to save it and keep it forever for that packet. Then we have a pointer to a packet alert, so this will be our queue, right? I hope that is right. Then we have a temporary counter. This will be growing as we append more alerts, and we have a local queue max size, and that starts with the same value as packet alert max, which is currently fixed at 15, and it will grow as we need. If there are more alerts being triggered or being more signatures triggering alerts for the same packet, this would allow us to have that list here, or that queue here, growable. And this will be our counter to know what's the real size of this. That's it. Is that enough? No, it's not, but it helps me get going. And before the break, I was trying to figure out where do we initialize all those things, because I still don't know that. So I think I'll go to DetectC and search where do we use the detect engine thread context, yes, and try to figure out where. Oh, cool. Then one of my friends who just joined said she's also listening to the stream to practice her English, so I'll keep speaking in English. But I'll try to do a Portuguese session one of these days. It's the second time I say this. But yeah, I'll look for this, and we have 33 matches. Hopefully somewhere I see this being sort of initialized, so I can initialize the queue. Detect flow, detect no flow. Detect data, we get data. Detection engine thread wrapper, thread vars, packet to inspect, data thread, specific data, packet queue. That is what we want to, no, that's the packet queue, not the packet alert queue. I'll try to have some in Portuguese at some point. If in empty mode, I don't know what empty means yet. And we have tenants registered multi-tenant mode. Okay. Use multi-tenant logic. Makes sense. Da da da. This is the end of. Go down. If, yes. If we have a flow, we go detect flow. If not, detect no flow. So some of the things that we need might happen around maybe detect flow, detect no flow. But if this one receives a pointer, it does. We saw up here that we get this data here, and then it's cast to a detect engine pointer. So this would mean, do we have something here already? And if that is the case, where is that one used, called, whatever? Wait. I want to check. Where are you used? That's not how I do it, right? Let's detect. Detect like this. Flow worker and detect itself. I don't know what the flow worker does, but I think that for now I'll keep my exploration around the detect. Oh, it's for tests. Is this something related to our fuzzers? Oh. Then what? Then everything happens from within the flow worker, I guess. I'm trying. Packet, all right, and data. While packet the queue no log. Ta-da. Update string engine. We can be called from both the flow timeout path as well as from the real traffic path. Okay. If in the timeout path any additional packets we forget for flushing pipelines should not leave our scope. If the original packet is real or related to a real packet, we need to push the packets on so IPS logic stays valid. This is just for TCP. I'm getting lost again. So flow worker has... I think I'm going too far. Because here we are calling it, but it's just nothing is happening here, baby. Maybe if we search for this one. Does that even happen? Declaration, well, prototype declaration, and we call it from flow worker. Detect thread, and it's a global flow worker detect thread. All right, this is just a get. We have this data here, and this flow worker has a detect thread, and this is a detect thread. This is still void. All right, detect thread. Then we will detect thread. Why do we do that? If detect is disabled, we need to apply file flags to the flow here on the first packet. Packet is just server packet and disable detect flow file flags. Just if, okay, and then we go flow worker string TCP update, and the detect thread will become the detect engine thread context. This only happens for you never asked the noob question yesterday, Rebecca. Was it yesterday? The day before yesterday? I don't know. I got curious about what you wanted to know. App layer handle UDP. Why are you different? Oh, because we are calling TCP update there, and here we are not calling TCP stuff, of course. Flow worker calls, as I was seeing. Flow worker string TCP update. how else could I figure this out? And again, what I'm trying to figure out is how the things that we see in the transaction engine are actually initialized. This is the, because there are many. Maybe I could search for some other field that has a pointer or something. Wait, my head. Oh, this is the thread, okay. Vars to store in post match function. This is byte values. I don't know what that is. Size of the array in items. Mem size is only used during initialization. Could that be useful for us? So we have the detect engine. We have detect engine state, but things have already happened here because we are comparing to what is inside of it. So something has been done here already. But this is the look at how difficult it can be sometimes to be a coder if you miss small details. We have DE context, which is probably detect engine context, and you have DET context, which is most likely detect engine thread context. So we have detect engine context with some information already. Oh, I'm messing up here. Yeah. And if that the signature array length, so probably what we have there is greater than 0, then we will say that 12 years ago, I'm thinking about something Victor told me yesterday on how crazy it would be to develop any of this code without having tests. Because then things worked, but when you added something new, you would not see how it was breaking something else. And only when you merged and released or deployed, you would start to notice things breaking. And now, when I try to work on this, we have lots of unit tests and suricata verify tests, and therefore I have some control to understand if things are breaking or not. But do I need more tests? I don't even know if that question makes sense, because when I was writing the other patch, I did write or craft a suricata verify test for it. So maybe I'm just overthinking. I'm probably overthinking. But okay. we have some initialization here, then we go on and initialize things here, then we define the match array, all right. If we don't manage to do this, then it failed. Okay. I think that somewhere around here we could initialize things, because we are doing it. We are setting many of the fields in the detect engine thread context here. In the very beginning, like 12 years ago, there weren't many tests, or maybe not a single one. We should ask that to Victor. And so things were way more complicated. But it's normal. What we call test-driven development is somewhat, it's not new right now, but it's not totally applied everywhere. So I can only imagine that 12 years ago, when Victor, 12 to 13 years ago, when Victor started developing or writing the Suricata code, at some point there were no tests. And he probably saw the value in adding tests when he started to see things breaking way too late. And the value of tests is to realize that things are breaking before you make an impact with what is breaking in real life situations, right? But I would say that we started adding tests, be those unit tests or continuous integration tests or Suricata verify tests or all of that fairly early in the development of Suricata. That's an interesting question that we can probably investigate the code base and the repos to figure out. But very few, especially older programs, will start with the tests and then move on to the real thing. You usually start with something, then you think, yeah, I should write tests, then you write some tests, and then you try to first write the tests and then keep growing, you know. But yeah, I'm getting a bit happier because we now have a place where we could get started initializing things. And I'll move this to the right so I can have, what am I doing wrong? Oh, it's that. Packet alert. Yeah, this is where we want, this is the new things we have. And I want to respect this, sort of this order when initializing things. So do we have something like inspection, recursion, pointer? We don't, but we do have other things. Let's see, what am I deleting? Nothing so far. Frame ID. Nope. Let's try transaction ID. We should have something related to yes, we do, but that's not the same thing. Did I just lose my beautiful thing that I was inspecting? I did. What was it that I had? searched for, it was something for, oh, this is also interesting. Detect engine inspect buffer generic. And I see that we are initializing some things here. What is this? Do the content inspection and validation for a signature. No, but we already have things and then we, okay. Yeah, that's not it. Let's keep looking. Inject packet, inject a pseudo packet into each detect thread that doesn't use the new detect engine context yet. I'm not sure I want to know. Detect engine reload threads. I hope I don't have to deal with any of that. Live rule swap created new detect context, detect engine thread context. Atomically replace the I'm getting tired of what I'm doing. Let me check what I had. Match array len. Sorry. So here, what is this? Let me write it down. Look at the name. It says so much. It's thread context do init. So it will initialize the context of the thread. Ta-da-da! So this is the right place, right? Right? This is where we were. Allocate space for base 64 decoded data. I need something to help me decide where should my thing go. Oh, it's here, the match thing. So here we have things for the match array. And I think do we have access to packet alert max from here? We will find out. Do I need an if? Initialize temporary detect alert queue living in right. What do we want to do here? I want to say that detect context is dot packet alert local queue max size is equal to packet alert max. I'm not sure this will work. What am I doing wrong? Oh, because this is a pointer, so everything has to be initialized like this, right? What's wrong now? Nothing. Okay. Before that, we want to initialize the temporary counter. And that is alert queue temp count. And that's 0. We don't have anything there yet. And now things get tricky, complicated, scary. Should I do things from inside this if? Because if we do not have a match array, it doesn't make sense to have a packet alert queue. Question. Would it make sense to initialize these values inside the if block that initializes, that allocates space for the match array, since if there is no array, no match array, we wouldn't have alerts. So I won't forget. Now what I have to do is I have to say that detect context packet alerts temp queue is equal to, I don't know which malloc I should use. This is something I'm still learning, but I want to use packet alert local queue max size times size of packet alert. What are we doing here? We are using a function to say we need you to save memory space this big, this many memory cells, so to speak, times the size of each of these packet alert units, because that's what we are storing. We are storing an array or a queue of packet alerts. So it has to be as big as packet alert local queue max size, which is huge as a name, times whatever size packet alert has. Am I happy with that? I think so. I want to find out if that's enough. So right now, should the packet alert sig drop action be a pointer? How is it in the original thing? Oh, there, we want it here. It's not a pointer, so I'll just consider that we don't need it to be a pointer. You are Where are we? Oh my. I got lost. How can I detect engine? All right. I think this is enough for a first run / build, because then if things don't work, I know that I have tiny things to fix. So let's let's do this and see things break. And drink some water while we wait. After I do this, if I don't break anything with that, I'll probably add a commit just to try and keep things organized. Then I'm wondering if I should like write a test. Dun, dun, dun. I'm lost because this part of the code I'm working on right now, I'm definitely not familiar with, and the ways we are doing things here are also not familiar to me. So there are lots of things that are slightly new, and that's scary, very scary. But I'm trying to move step by step, like tiny steps, baby steps, all of that, and see if I can get some progress, see if I can find some point where I'm not able to move like at all, or some question that would be actionable that I could send to Victor, you know, and then I could tell him I tried this and this failed, and now I don't know how to proceed with this other thing that we are trying to do. But right now everything is like, is that right? Does this make sense? Am I just being crazy? And should / could I write a test just to make sure that we allocated the right memory size? Maybe that's not necessary. All right, so if this compiles, the next step is to try and move on with value. Merci, thank you. Try, oh, this compiles, so the first step was completed. Can we run it? Will it break? Just do whatever. What I did right now wouldn't have any impact on things, hopefully, because there's no logic. It's just initializing values. So I could somehow have a memory overflow, but I wouldn't expect that to happen. Yeah, that test that failed is because I did not run a sudo. Okay. So in theory, things are somewhat under control so far. Now let's commit. I said I would commit, and then what? Oh, then we will start to use the things that we created. We stage them and we commit with, where are we? Detect. can it just be detect? Should it be detect engine? Dun-dun. I don't know. This is the sort of thing that if it's truly wrong, Victor will go like, or Shivani or Jason or any one of them will go like and say, I don't think this commit message is expressing what's going on or whatever, or could you please use this module because that's where we are changing things. Anyway, detect, use local alert queue for pre-processing alerts. Oh. Yeah, I want more. Use temp alert queue for to pre-process alerts. The art of making commit messages shorter. Work in progress. I like to add this here because then I will not forget. Work in progress in case I want to change anything. This makes it longer than it can be, but I'll change it later. So this is task 4943, and in order to make packet alert, to make the packet alerts queue more final and optimize how we process the alert queue, move the processing of the alerts to the detect engine thread context where we have contextual information and apply filtering and thresholding before apply filtering, thresholding, and sorting before actually appending the alert queue to the packet. I think that's sort of what we are trying to do. So this Clang changed things. And this is, why did you do that to me, Clang? If I do a git diff, no, just a dig would give us what we want. We have this commit, and here we have what Clang changed. So with that, because it's already staged, I can do this, which would give me a fix-up commit, and then I can rebase like this, and there, it's done. Those Clang changes, format changes, are now part of my commit. All right, I can't delay things any longer. It's time to try to use the things we initialized. Now, where does this happen? We have packet alert append used here. So this means that this is just for one rule. Where are we? I'm doing that again. I keep doing it. I search, then it finds it, then I try to move up and down, and I'm still from within the search field, so I'm just not doing what I wanted to do. Okay, so we have this match count, and instead of appending to the alert queue, we will have, I guess, a similar function, but which will append to the new thing, the thing that we just created. And I guess it could be static, because I don't think we will use it outside of detect. So what I'm saying is that here we will call temp alert queue insert. Suppress packet alert append call. All right, and this works because this is a while, and it's going over the whole match list. And this makes me think that indeed we should only do it as long as we should only initialize things as long as we have a match array. But let's leave that for later. The other thing that I want to do that I have not started yet is to write that function, right? Let's go here. I'm telling you, go here. All right. And I want to have something. Let's go. Where are the prototypes? Prototypes there. I'll add it here for now. What is it? It's static. I'm considering if it should be void, in which case when it's called, it does what it has to do, and that's it, or if it should be a bool, and then we check if we were able to insert that alert or not. And I guess because some error could happen somewhere, we should have it as a bool, and I can change that later. Can it be a bool? It can, because we have a static that returns detect run scratchpad. Interesting. What is it called? It's a temp alert queue. This is the module, but this is local / temporary. I don't know how should it be called. Do we have something for local? Can it be like this? Would that make sense? We will find out. Append. What do we need? I'm thinking that we want basically the same things, close to what we had for the packet alert append, but we will not use the packet right now. So we will have the signature. It doesn't go to the packet right now. 0 is for the transaction, I guess. Detect engine thread context, we are there. The signature, okay, the packet, I don't think we will need it. Oh, but we could be handling different packets here, right? Oh my. If my gloves. What is boggling my mind right now is I do not know / recall if the thread detect the detect engine thread context is for one packet and one packet only, or if we could be handling multiple different packets, because if we do, then we would have to somehow save which packet is it that we are using. But wait, we probably have to pass the packet because we want to set the drop action in case it's a drop. So, all right, let's go with, we don't need the detect engine context, I think. Why do we use that even though we are inside it? Oh, it's not the thread, but we do have it. That is interesting for me. Okay, I'll follow what we have there and then I'll understand what is needed or not. Detect engine thread context pointer, right? It's a, let's remove this. Then we have a const signature pointer s. Then we have, do we need, the other one is, then we have the packet pointer and we have the transaction ID. Packet pointer p, transaction ID is a U64. Oh my god, needing the 64. Assign it in 64 type, transaction ID. And what else? Alert flags, which is an unsigned 8, right? Flags, alert flags. So, yeah, I think this is what we would need. What's wrong here? Yeah, declaration is incompatible with bool. Why is it? Oh, you were a struct. I have to understand this. View problem. What is it that I'm not grasping? Isn't it bool? Does it have to be boolean? No, it's bool. Yeah, boolean is undefined, bool is defined. Give me back. You are so slow. So very slow. Let's wait for you to change your mind. Oh wait, is it gone? Like for real? Okay, we have the prototype. Then we will declare the function itself, but it's been 55 minutes and it's almost 1 p.m. I will have to make lunch because our refrigerator isn't working properly and whatever we had for lunch got spoiled overnight. So there's something else that has to be done today. And I guess this is our lunch break. Thanks for joining and helping me focus. I hope this was useful / interesting to whoever was there. Rebecca, I hope you were able to practice your English, and I hope to catch up with one of your live drawing sessions soon. Bye for now and see you soon.